Wannabe and secrets are the most troublesome for these players. But we are kicking it off here, going to introduce these players to you guys while they are doing the warm-up on secrets. So let's take a look at the players. We have first up, it is Royal. We have Roa. Revolution. And Massa. So, those are the 4 players that are going to play this match, which is the match that decides who will make it and who will get out of this Pro League.
It's a nice addition to that with the average times there. Gives a good overview.
I'm not sure if all players want to see the average times. But yeah, we see Massa and Roa getting both 20 points to start this match off, because they won one match and lost one, compared to Royal and Revolution, who has lost
ladies and gentlemen,
2 matches in a row.
What a beautiful day!
And yeah, we have kicked this off. Still a 100-point limit, starting off with Secrets by Skadi, one of the most interesting tracks here, especially with the water section. But we see Massa taking a early lead throughout the first couple of turns.
On day 1, Massa always seems to do the start in this map pretty well. As you can see, he has extended the lead already of 0.1, just over 0.1 actually. We see Roa also kind of at the back of the field on this, and a kind of group of Royal and Revolution in the middle. Field is staying as they are at the moment, no mistakes from any of the players so far. It's a clean round, with Massa just about to enter the water section. We'll see if we see any changes in positions going through here.
Oh, everyone makes it, but Royal. It is Royal clipping the edge of the quarter pipe, and Massa still holding that first lead quite comfortably. Revel just 0.4 behind, and if it stays like this, it should be an easy win for Massa here, with just the final stretch to the finish line to go. And he will kick it off with a 1:10.14, which is an incredible time by Massa in this first round.
Start himself off well, already putting himself up to 30 points. So, I mean, realistically, Massa can close us off very early if he can keep up the kind of pace that we're accustomed to seeing from him. Row up in 24 already due to the 20-point advantage. Unfortunately, Royal only getting the 2 points, so he's quite far behind already. So, we've a question of how these players manage to overcome the obstacle which is already in their way. And Royal's not getting off to the best of starts. He has already down to the back made a mistake going through the section with the poles. And as we see again, Massa with a strong lead early on, 0.2 this time. His fellow opponents just can't hang with him at the start, it seems.
Yeah, and Revolution and Roa just struggling a tiny bit behind him. But Roa is extending his lead compared to Revolution here, entering the most important sector of this track. Revolution is catching up a tiny bit, but here comes the tricky water section. Massa will survive it. Also Roa and also Revolution. Did Royal make it? Royal is struggling at that particular part, but Massa, will he get another 10 points here? He is struggling a little bit in this end. Roa is catching up, but with a long straight to go, I don't think Roa is going to be able to overtake him. No, and look at Massa. Just drives a tiny bit faster again. We saw the same pattern from him in his last match as well, where he kept improving and improving every single round, just a tiny bit. And if he keeps on doing that, I don't see any one of these players beating him.
Yeah, he's one of those players again, Massa. If he's in his mood, if he's really going well, then there's very few players in the world at all that can stop him. So, I mean, if he keeps this up here, but I mean, he's not got the best start for once out of all the players here. We see Revolution actually taking the initiative going forward, but Massa actually coming back with a lot of speed through that section. But we'll see if Massa has any more difficulty going through this map now with someone in front of him. So, Revolution, he has already been caught up by Massa now, less than a 10th behind. We do see a bit tighter of a pack here though, but Roa, as we say that, crashes and it is just before the jump, so he won't be able to make it, and that is 0 points for Roa. But Massa's actually dropped down a bit here, and he's sitting here with Royal, with Revolution now taking the advantage in this round, going into the water.
Massa!
Fails it.
That might be a big enough crash to not make it here. He has no speed at all. 4.5 seconds behind. Of course, we have a finish timeout of about 6 seconds. So if you make a huge mistake like Massa, you might not be able to reach the finish line. However, look at Revolution. Claims that 10 point. And Royal as well with 6. Massa even went for another finish. I didn't even notice there was a second finish.
Well, there we go, we learn something new every day, and we'll see what the outcome is of round number 4. Final round, at least on this map and this cycle. And let's see who gets the best start coming over here. Massa going for the wider line, which you see does take a different trajectory to the other players. And we see he is up here with Revolution, who also shown he can have good starts here, but Royal consistently can have in trouble with this start here. You can see he's dropped off at the back of this pack of players up here at the top. Let's see if there's any position changes. Going through here, no major mistakes apart from Royal having a lot of trouble going through there. So, but Massa and Revolution, a familiar sight of those two up at the top here. But Roa, will he make it through this part cleanly? It's troubling him sometimes, but here we go.
Very smooth landing. Very smooth landing by Revel and Roa. They caught up just a tiny bit, but Massa seems to extend his lead every single turn here. But look at Revolution. Gets a great exit and also transition onto this, but makes a mistake in the following sector. What looked like him taking first is now him taking third, potentially even last here, as Massa goes for another 10 points on this track. What a performance by him. Look at the times as well. Another 0.1 finish by Massa there. He drove 3 very clean rounds. Just one round where he stumbled a little bit. But if we take a look at the points, he is halfway there already. 54 points for Massa. Roa on 36. Revolution on 22. And Royal is hanging in last place again with 14 points. Coming up next is Beast Mode by Santana. Alright then, that was Beast Mode by Santana. Very, very technical track here, which we've seen a huge upset by Danik B, failing the finish and losing his win, basically. But yeah, players are warmed up. Like we've seen here, Massa with a 40-point difference compared to Royal, who finds himself in last. But round number 1 on Beast Mode.
So another very interesting part of this map, as well as the ending, not just the safe and kind of risky finish you can go for, but it's also a very, very tight end. We've seen a lot of rounds decided going forward into there. But speaking of this round already, we do see Revel has the advantage and Massa's already dropping back, so not much to tell from it so far. We are only in the first half of this round, but do see kind of expert group keeping together here at the moment. Massa getting a bit more speed, Royal as well, and now Roa's dropping to the back of the pack, but we do see quite a tangible lead here for Revolution at the moment, but it's getting cut down slowly by Royal and Massa. Getting closer and closer here, they're almost right on his rear spoiler, but we will see if Revel manages to hold strong in the lead. Again, we are coming into the really tricky part of this track here. You want to keep as much speed as possible, but still you need to keep yourself as far as you can manage from the left and right sections of the track. So there's holes, there's barriers, there's even big black pillars, but we do see Revolution.
Oh, who's going for the risky finish? Massa goes, and Royal as well. But it is Revolution still getting first here. That was a very good round actually by all 4 players. It is
a clean round.
Yeah, Revolution from the start on, he had a significant lead compared to the others, and I guess he just kept it cool and drove really fast that whole round and takes his 10 points that he desperately needed. But now we are into round number 2. Again, Revolution just having a slight advantage already after 2-3 turns. It is Royal in the backseat, but very, very close pack here. Just all within 1/10 of each other. Coming up to a very tight sector. It is Revolution going very wide. He will lose a lot of speed, and Roa takes the lead. Oh, but then proceeds to get a no slide, and he will go from first down to last place. And now we see a 3-man battle here. Revolution and Massa pulling just a tiny bit away from Royal, who is trying his best to catch up. Royal still can do that risky finish together with Massa to maybe get first and second here, but Revolution comes back strong on the tight ending. Who will make the mistake? Revolution gets a tiny bit of airtime. It is Royal making a huge crash, and I don't think he has enough time to recover from that one. It is Massa going for the risky finish. Will he make it? Yes, he will. And where's Royal? Royal not able to finish after that huge stop, and he is not having a great day here. So far behind, and he needs to pull it together.
Yeah, we're seeing Roa here. Roa originally had the 20-point advantage, and he's only keeping that to Royal at 22 points at the moment, whereas Revo's only 4 points behind already, despite being initially, as we said, at a 20-point disadvantage. We see Roa's looking to strike back now, gets a lot of speed through the initial sections of this map. Now already has a 0.1 advantage with only 20 seconds gone in the track. We do actually see Revolution down at the bottom, so looking good here for Roa at the moment if things stay this way. But we do see Royal as well. He's only in 3rd place at the moment. He'll want to get himself some important points, so we want to start that now. But Roa didn't get the best section there, and we see Massa now taking over the lead. Revel going for a lot of speed, but his 2 wheels went up in there, a bit more than they intended, I'm sure. And he's now dropping further back. He gets a no drift and straight into the wall there. We see Massa spreading the pack out a bit. Royal falling a bit further behind, but will we see any position changes going through this difficult section? Looks if Massa's going to stay strong up in the lead. Everyone really can go for the safe finish here, but let's see if anyone decides to risk it. Royal does, and he crashes.
Oh, he will still make it.
Revolution didn't manage to get him though, so luckily there for Royal,
wow,
that no one was there to capitalise on him. See Massa already on 78 points though. I mean, if he wins this, that's 88 points, only 2 more rounds potentially for him to reach finalist mode only on map number 3.
Yeah,
so he can
exactly.
potentially avoid 2 maps already.
Yeah, and it's the map after this is Silencer. So I think, if I recall, that's a very good map for Massa. But yeah, last round coming up right here. Royal desperately in need of points, so let's see if he can manage to collect some here, as we have a very, very close pack. It seems Roa and Massa going for a much tighter line there compared to the others, but Massa makes a mistake, clips the left barrier, and it is Revolution moving up to first now. Roa is having the battle of his life. Can still stick to Revolution, but it is Revolution stumbling in the left-hander, and this should be an easy win for Roa, who finds himself 0.2 ahead of his teammate Royal. And I think Royal will just stay safe and steady for this 6 points, and hopes that Roa will make a mistake. Goes for a very safe ending here. Let's see if he goes for the right finish or not. No, he will not, and that is a smart choice for Royal to secure those 6 important points here, as Roa proceeds to collect 10, extends his lead just a tiny bit more compared to Revolution, but it is Massa with a enormous lead here, thanks to those 20 extra points. And next map is gonna be Silencer by MD Point. So let's take a look what this map is all about. So that is Silencer with that beautiful loop-de-loop near the ending. And this could be the map where Massa ends this match in first place. But he still needs to win 3 rounds. So it is not an easy task. But looking at his performance and focus at the moment, it seems like he is definitely capable of doing that. And then the battle for second place is gonna start. But here we go, round number 1 on Silencer.
Right, so we'll see how we start off here. So again, Massa will be wanting to take as much from this map as possible. Revolution as well, but he started off badly, unfortunately for him. Made a really early mistake there going through the first part. We've seen good performances here by pretty much all the players, but Massa was definitely the standout, at least on day 1, including the time attack seeding. But we'll see how he manages to carry himself going forward. He is at least fighting for the lead with Roa, so Roa only just recently pulling away from Revolution. We'll see if he manages to extend his gap going into this round, but he was going really close to the checkpoint there. But we're going into the later sections of the map. We'll see the players looking to gain as much speed as possible through the kind of long sweeping turns, so we'll see who gains any sort of advantage, if any. Royal actually getting quite close to Roa here with a better exit now. Now he's overtaking him. Revolution's not too far behind as well, he can't be counted out, especially with Roa now having a bit more trouble here, but it looks as if the positions might stay the same here. Massa still in the lead by over 0.2 of a second here. Oh, and Revolution's risking it to try and get Roa, but it doesn't look like he's... Oh, never mind.
Wow.
Roa completely cleans himself out of the map, crashes straight into the scenery, and now instead of getting 4 points, he does have 0. So that's Revolution already starting to come back right next to him, and we'll see if that continues into round number 2 of Silencer.
Yeah, and Massa sets himself up to reach that finalist mode. Now he finished previous round with a good match time as well, but that mistake by Roa, that was a rookie mistake, I would say. Just jumping a little bit too low. Everyone off to a great start. We see Revolution again in 4th place. Seems to be struggling with the first couple of turns, but we can't count him out, of course. Onto the freewheeling sector, no mistakes so far, but it is Royal zigzagging just a little bit. Shaky in the hands, but it is him surviving it. Revolution makes the mistake first and drops down even further. It is Roa having a comfortable lead coming up to the last sector of this track. Has a 0.05 of a second lead now. Long left-hander, it is Royal in second. He needs these 6 points. And he wants to deny Massa some points, but Roa with a sloppy right-hander in the looping. Will the positions change? Yes! Roa from first to third. It is Royal up in first. Massa is going for a low jump, but he hits the obstacle and still reaches the finish line. Very, very lucky. But look at the times. 0.801, 833, and 92. That is a very, very nice race.
That was a fantastic round coming out of all of them, but Massa now only needs top 3 to get finalist mode. He's on 96 points at the moment, so 4 points of course will put him over the line, but he'll be wanting to deny his opponents as much points as possible despite there being such a big gap. Just let him take as much momentum as possible going into his next matches, as of course if he wins he will go straight into the consolidation final coming up after this, but Let's see, we'll not get too far ahead of ourselves here, but Revolution's getting a bit too far behind of us here. He is actually crashing and going down to last place again, so very little points coming out of this map so far for Revolution. It's a second behind at the moment, but we see Royal perhaps looking to start his comeback from the bottom position in points here. He is looking for the full 10 points, and he is in position to take them at the moment with 0.1 of a lead over Roa, but we see Massa and Roa attempt to catch up here, chopping the gap down to under a 10th here, but we see Royal still holding strong. Roa gets a little bit of a bump there going through that. We see Massa, he doesn't make it. So Revolution overtakes him now, but Royal's still in the lead and he's extended it slightly over Roar. Roar get a touch going into the end. He still gets in the jump and he just gets there in front of Revolution.
Wow, what a time!
0.520 by Royal.
Wow, that is an enormous time to set here, and it's definitely good for his momentum right now. He is winning 2 rounds in a row. He is not in last place anymore. Yeah, and I'm just 14 points shy of getting second here because Roa is not performing optimal as well. But we saw Massa not making it, and Revolution flips upside down and he will get 0 points. He is not driving good on this track. 4 out of the 4 rounds he has made mistake after mistake. But yeah, Massa now just need to reach the finish line to enable finalist mode. Whereas Royal definitely wants to stay ahead of Roa to catch up in points. But these 3 guys are driving phenomenal here as Roa has to adjust his line there to not make the mistake. Finds himself dropping behind Royal, but it is Massa going very wide. Here comes Royal with the attack. Massa has to make room, and it is Roa not being able to do anything. Goes super close to the corner. Not touching it though. It is Royal going for another 10 points here. He will collect 30 if he does so, and it is going to be like that, and really, really great because Roa only gets 4 points, so Royal catches up that big 6 points and the gap gets closed even further. But it is Massa now who set himself up to be finalist on Wannabe, and this is the map that is a clown fiesta for most in the end. So let's take a look why that is.
I mean it, okay, I'm the meanest here. A gift and a curse to feel everything oh so deep. It got me in my feelings here. Said the same motherfucker hating on me last week. I've been running around and sitting no patience. We are so close like a motherfucking taste it. Came a long way from the motherfucking basement. Working overtime, so no wonder why I wonder where the day went. You will never make it, feel too angry. Caught up on complexion, said they won't play me. Okay, hate me, if you're gonna do it, I see through it. You're jealous, I'm new and love what I'm doing. You're booing because you're losing. It's funny to watch you fumble. Your word is empty as ever. Your girl, you met her on Bumble. Your team is lazy and jumble. My team is there if I stumble. They turn to rap and a mumble. I keep it real estate humble, I know. I love where I'm from, but I don't stay no more. Cause everyone back home don't act the same, no.
So yeah, that is Wannabe by Manox. It is a very, very interesting end, to say the least. Let's see if Roa can give us a demonstration why that is. As we have this blue turn, will he have enough speed? Yes, he does. And he makes it. There is, of course, a second finish, but that one is 0.8 slower compared to the top one. But much, much easier, of course. And let's take a look if Massa will declare this match as first. As we go into round number 1, he does get a weird downhill and lost already quite some speed. But no major mistake as of yet. It is a great battle between 3 experts right now. Revolution is once again finding himself just a tiny bit behind. A mistake, most likely by Royal, dropping down by about 2/10. Massa and Roa battling it out. But here comes Revolution and Royal. They are not out of this party yet. Entering the mid-platform section, this is where we see players going for much different lines. 3 players going for inside, and it is Revolution going for the outside line to get more speed, but it's not paying off. It is Massa, Roa, and Royal still so close, but Massa crumbles near the end. And now even Revolution won't reach the finish. Now Roa also stumbling. And could this be still a Massa win if Royal doesn't make the finish? No, it is Massa crumbling even further. But Roa goes for this risky strat. Won't make it. And Royal will finish in first. Can Roa finish? Yes, he will. 6 points for him. But what a disaster of an ending of the map that was. And round number 2 is gonna show some more surprises.
There we go, Wannabe strikes again. True to form, we see half the player field getting cut down like it was nothing. See a lot of players crashing, getting close to the end there. Perhaps the pressure was getting on, they knew it was coming, but here's Roa actually already dropping down from the pack. See Revolution getting off to a better start, perhaps. He's now over the kind of series of rounds he had there where he was failing, but we see Roa actually crashing early on, and he's already very far back. We do see Revo still up here in the lead at the moment. He'll be wanting to deny Massa and extend the fight for first place as long as possible. Can I deny Massa any momentum to take forward with him into the next maps, if it does go that far for him, of course. To see Royal, and Revolution just disappears there. And we do see the fight is now only between Royal and Massa. Royal will be looking for as much points as possible to get himself overtaking potentially over Roa, but Massa is in the lead now here at the moment. Royal didn't have the best of sections there, but will he keep it going into the final section?
Oh, they both go for it. Massa won't make it.
Massa's out of the round. Royal gets it. That's Massa's finalist attempt now in the drain, unfortunately. Revolution and Roa do still manage to salvage themselves some points though, and now Royal is actually overtaking Roa at the moment. 86 for him, 84 for Roa, and Revolution still stuck down in the 50s on 58 here, but will we see Massa finishing off here?
Man, what a comedy show we are watching here. It is round number 3, Massa's third attempt of finishing this match off. We see a huge blunder by Royal, still managing to keep somewhat of a trajectory there, not dropping out of this round yet, but is half a second behind now. Revolution and Roa both battling with Massa, who is still finalist, but it is Massa hitting the border there, dropping down a lot of speed, and it is Revolution who is in need of points. I don't think he finished the previous round either, so he has accumulated about 6 or 7 points in 5 rounds here, so he needs to step up his game. But it is Roa just a tiny bit ahead. Onto the ending we go. Will Revolution go for the risky finish? I do, however, think that Roa is going for it, so let's take a look at Revolution's point of view. Oh, they both go for the safe strat. It is Massa going for the top finish, but he jumps too far to the left. He could have ended it right there.
Nearly had it.
Oh,
Nearly
wow. That was a really risky strat by Massa, but it was all or nothing for him. Just jumps too far to the left and couldn't make the finish. Unfortunate for him. But last round now on Wannabe. Let's see if he can close it out.
We see Royal actually didn't finish either, so now Roa's straight overtaking him again in the battle for second place, so Roa in position to make himself finalist here as well, and we've seen Roa a lot more proficient at finishing off this map. He's much more comfortable, it seems, with the higher finish than his fellow teammate, but we do see here we've got a full field of 4 players here at the moment. No one's made any big mistakes going forward, which will put a lot of pressure on the players going into the end, so we'll see how that'll end out. But Massa maybe feeling it a bit here now. He's all the way at the back of the pack, only 2 tenths behind though, so by no means is it over. Do see here, Revel goes for the wider line again, but he does get more speed than Royal, and he now takes the lead, so Royal will be looking to catch up more on Roa at the moment. Roa will need to secure top 2 here if he wants to get finalist, and Massa of course only looking for the win, but the both of them are not in favourable positions at all, so
what a round.
Royal is going to manage to get it, but Revolution, Royal actually crashes Massa as well. Roa going for this risky finish, he does make it. Revolution manages to only get second place, so Roa now moves up to finalist mode, and Revolution getting some points back up to 70, but now Royal still not in a position to get the next finalist spot, only on 88 points. Going on to the last map of this cycle, which will be Atomic by Thompson.
Noise like I was cursed. It felt like my storms were directly overhead and where I ran and poured. And in a flash came the blood that washed over my eyes. Now I can see inside the room of the blood.
There you have it, Atomic by Thompson. We have arrived on this 5th map. And will we see actually the 2 winners here? That could definitely be happening. It is Massa and Roa, both finalists. However, Massa already had 4 attempts of finishing this match. And that made it possible for Roa, Royal and Revolution to catch up just that much. So here we go then. Round number 1. On Atomic. Can Massa close it out? Or will Roa win it here in first? Or is it gonna be Revolution who decides to make a huge comeback? This might be the last track of this match.
I've seen Revolution, I've seen players pulling off kind of good comebacks from this. I've seen one of the participants this match, even Royal, having a really good resurgence, and I believe it was the previous match to this, where Danik B and Bergie went through it. But Massa is at least, pardon me, at the top of the pack at the moment, gets the best start out of all of the players. Roa is on 2nd place, he's very close at the moment though, bit equal going through here. Massa has a bit more speed though. Revolution's nowhere to be seen, he has dropped it back all the way, but now Royal's looking to deny it. He's looking to extend the match a bit further, which will be very important for him as well. He'll be wanting to get himself up to take the finalist spot and get himself further in this tournament. A reminder, the bottom 2 will be knocked out, they won't go no further. Royal going really close there to the inside of that, but Massa's just get a bit too high of a lead here at the moment. Will he manage to hold it through the end though? Roa's risking for it and he fails as a result. And now it's only down to the end. Massa has a 0.1 advantage. As long as he gets through it, no problem, he should be fine. And Massa takes it for 103.4 to get himself the first slot in the consolidation final, joining aforementioned players Bergie and Danik B. But who will be the 2nd player that will join them? We see Roa on finalist, Royal 6 points away from it, and Revolution on 72. So who will it be?
Yeah, we saw Roa actually crumbling a little bit in that end, and that made it possible for Royal to even get some more points here. So Royal definitely looking strong on this one, as we have what could be the final round of this match. But it greatly depends on Roa here, who will find himself in 2nd position, just behind Royal, who can set himself up for a finalist round potentially as well. Very, very close, coming up to this long stretch where you need to gather a lot of speed. And now the most interesting sector is coming up. Roa with a much better line here. Royal has to go wide, and he clips the pillar. So it is all or nothing for Revolution here to deny Roa the 2nd place here. But he is 0.3 behind. Will Roa crumble again in this end? It doesn't look like it. Gets the slide correct. And just 1 jump remains for Roa to join Massa, Bergie and Danik B in the consolidation final, and he will close it out as well. Beautiful performance. So Massa and Roa, the 2 players who got that 20-point advantage, actually making it as well. But Royal came very, very close, 98 points. And unfortunately Revolution didn't have the best of luck in this one. Only collected 78 points, but that is 2 players going out as 7th and 8th place. And Massa and Roa still have an opportunity to reach the grand final, but they have to win the consolidation final up next.
Seen good performances, at least from Revolution.